Hey guys! Well, first of all, hello and welcome people over to the stream to another episode of D6, where I, Yaro Shien, bring together voice acting friends, abridging friends, and friends in general onto a D&D live streamer show. And we were gone last week because I was at Anime Expo, also 4th of July weekend. We're back again this week. We're still waiting on a few of our players to get into the chat, which is absolutely fine. So as usual,
you know, Aaron.
Yes.
It's funny you mentioned the 4th of July because I did have a friend come to me and they asked me, "Hey, are you free this weekend?" And I shed a single tear as I looked up to the sky and saw a bald eagle fly overhead, and I told them, "I'm free every day." And then the Star Spangled Banner started playing. It's fucking great. I love being a goddamn American.
You're a goddamn dork.
Did you leave out milk and cookies for Captain America?
Oh, of course. Every year.
I don't believe
Every
in
year
Captain
we leave out milk
America,
and
and neither
cookies.
should my future children.
Hey! You know Captain America is real just as well as the Tooth Fairy and Santa.
Nope, I'm Jewish, dude. What do I care?
Oh, shit. I didn't know you fast for Yom Kippur.
Yes, I do.
Oh my god. Alright, so in light of all that, also want to welcome not only just the people over on Twitch, but also the people over on YouTube, and it's brought to both of these streams by Restream.io, and I am not paid to say any of this, which I really should be.
Believe me,
You got to jump on that advertiser revenue. Come on, man. You got to like start pimping and promoting product. Look, if I don't hear an Audible ad or a Loot Crate ad on one of these streams by the end of the month, or at least a Squarespace ad, like, come on, man.
or anything that has to do with social media in the first 5 seconds, I'm not gonna listen to it.
What about Wix? The cheap, easy way to make your own personalized website.
Oh, I prefer WordPress, but that's my style, because I'm very cheap.
I don't know about you guys, but the 3 ads I see most YouTubers taking are Squarespace, Audible, and what was it? Loot Crate. And then the other 2 I see a lot among the anime people is Crunchyroll. And then the final one is Great Courses Plus, because I listen to a lot of academic channels.
I'm waiting just for the day that like both my followers and my subscriber like alert box begin to cross over, because that's gonna be a fucking mess to look at. So first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on into my quick announcements real quick. Just see if we can bide for a little bit more time to see when everyone will be able to get in here. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Emily doesn't have a Discord. Oh, no, wait, yes, she does.
Ah, shit.
Somebody message her if she's going to be in tonight. That needs to be a quick fix. I know she's moving.
Be late.
Yeah, she'll be very late. I know she's moving, but I don't know if she has a Discord. Alright, so first announcements that I want to talk about. The Summer Fundraiser, which has been something that I've been talking about over on the streams for quite some time now, is officially started. I'll be updating the Patreon sometime tomorrow. I'll be talking about some of the relatively important stuff. So I'll also be coming out with an official update video as well as an official Patreon, like welcome to the Patreon video. For when people subscribe to the Patreon, they'll be able to watch a video, and I'll talk a little bit about what we are doing over on the Patreon a bit more in detail. Over on the Summer Fundraiser, we are trying to meet all of our major goals, which is $750 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,500 a month, and also $5,000 a month, which is the really, really big one that we're trying to aim for. And everything that we're going to be trying to do with the Summer Fundraiser, and that's also just to start making new kinds of content over here onto the channel and several other things. But the first thing that I want to announce is the limited time only summer rewards that we will be giving out throughout the season. Should we achieve these and sustain these goals, we'll be giving out these rewards. So first of all, I would like to, let me also pull up the, let's see, this as well. So first of all, at $750 a month, myself and Tara, we will be doing a live stream reading the very first volume of Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? We will also be reading all the characters and voices and all the other fun stuff. It will be just me and her, and hopefully I'll be halfway drunk. Halfway. And that'll be just fine. At $1,000 a month, we will release a brand new t-shirt as well as a 20% discount code to all patrons, as well as some other stuff. And also, I will be bringing back t-shirts, and they will be permanently up instead of just around whenever we can leave them up for so long, because I know people tend to like certain t-shirts and would like them to be around for longer than, 2 to 3 weeks. I really get that. So that's what we'll be doing at $1,000 a month. We'll be also we are releasing another t-shirt design. It is the I Will Smite You t-shirt design. I can tell you, if any of you have watched One Punch Man, and there's a very particular fight between Genos and Saitama, there is a very iconic image that everyone seems to love, and so what we plan to do is something like that. So we'll be releasing that t-shirt after How to Be an Adventurer episode 6 will be after How to Be an Adventurer episode 6 will be out, which I'll talk about that in about a second. At $2,500 a month, sorry, we are going to be starting a brand new website along with a brand new live action series, which we will hopefully have people who are writing, and also we'll have somebody that will be able to be hired and filming. I'll also be able to hire people like Tara, people like Ava full-time, so that way I can just pay them money to just do the cool things. But yeah, so $2,500 a month, we will be starting a brand new website, and we will also be starting a live action series, which I will be very excited for. I also think... let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, and at $5,000 a month, that is 5K, we will, me and Tara will be doing a cross cosplay of Belle, while I will be doing a cross cosplay of Hestia. It will be a whole photo shoot. It will be available for the patrons.
Why didn't I hear about this sooner?
It's gonna be the sexiest cosplay photo shoot ever.
It's so do Belle in that one. And by that I mean Tara.
Look, I'm the one who looks like a little boy here. Like, this is gonna be great.
And if you guys really want something to laugh at, just remember, I'm a 220-something pound man with half of a beard. So if you want to see me make an absolute fool of myself, then by all means. This is what I know. You can try and reach $5,000 a month. It's just never going to happen. That's all I know. But that's just that's incentivized. I'm just saying it's never going to happen.
Don't tempt the internet.
So that's pretty much what the Summer of Fundraiser is going to be. We're going to try and reach these goals. With that money, we will be also doing a complete overhaul of a lot of things. Like, I'll be upgrading computer equipment. I'll be hiring people to do video editing. We'll be adding people to make more videos for this channel personally. We'll also be just doing, we'll be doing more live action things. I know that some people have been wanting to see a little bit more of the, Insanity skits, which actually how we're going to try and function that is a little bit more differently soon, but we have one more Insanity skit, which will be coming out. It's actually based off of a very popular meme, that we just, like, I really wanted to do it because it would be funny. Okay. Next thing on my announcements, How to Be an Adventurer episode 6 is going to probably either be done by the end of this month or slightly at the beginning of next month. I always tend to say that. However, the gist of it is we literally have everyone's lines in. Everyone's lines are done. And all I just need to do is edit it. And so in light of that, Tomorrow, amongst the other things that I'll be filming tomorrow, like the update video and the new opinions video, which I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be excited to watch. I'm going to try and come out with How to Be an Adventurer episode 6, scene 1 out by Friday. I'll probably be a little bit further than that. But scene 1 will be out on Friday. For those of you who are patrons, you will be the ones that get to see it. And other fun and amazing stuff. Let's see. And that should be just it for the How to Be an Adventurer update. Also, recently, over on Twitch, we gained a sub box. And I think that I wanted to try and do something that would incentivize to those who just want to rather join more of our Twitch subscriptions. And so here's what I am going to try and do. At 25 subs over on the Twitch subscriptions, I will release 5 new emotes. And also, if you are a Twitch subscriber, you'll have Discord privileges. And also, I will be coming out with 1 new emote tomorrow, and that will be the Bitch Missile emote. So if you guys want to go and become a Twitch subscriber, I highly suggest you do. We're going to give out a few rewards on that and other cool things. Speaking of other rewards, hold on, I need to pull up a camera. Because I need to be able to show this thing off. That's the reason why. So, speaking of rewards, over on the Patreon, I'll also be updating a brand new reward. Oh, there we go. Sorry, it's a little dark in here. I don't have any of the lights on. I'll be giving out a limited time reward only, in which I will be giving out a Umber Hulk miniature. And we will be giving this out at the end of the month. So be subscribed, be following, just, you know, constantly shout your support. And then towards the end of the month, on our last stream of the month, we will give out the little Umber Hulk guy here. And he is 3D printed. He is hand painted by me. If you want to get one of these guys, they're generally like $27 on Miniature Market, but I made mine. So, you guys want to get one? I suggest you get in on this action. Let's see, and then
Oh, for those who want to know what the Twitch account is, it is now on the. And if you're on YouTube, there's the Twitch account, so you guys can try to do that. I don't have admin privileges apparently on
mod abilities.
On your YouTube. So
let me see if I can fix that. Add moderator. There we go. Fixed it.
All right. There we go.
All right.
There
so.
we go.
Also, in light of that, come on, phone. Yes, there we go. Phone's finally working. Okay, so, aside from the miniature giveaway, patron streams this month. The patron stream will be on the 15th and the 22nd of this month. If you want to hang out with me on a live stream, you have that opportunity. You can donate to the Patreon. And also, as I always try to remind people, the Patreon at entry level for every reward that I can give is at $1. So just keep that in mind. Next is a few just shotgun stuff. I'll be releasing a story time video of my trip to Anime Expo, so you guys will know what I was doing there. There will be the Persona 5 Challenge Awakening, which I'll be coming out with that probably maybe Tuesday, a little bit later into Tuesday. And then also, lastly, I am in collaboration with a wonderful stop-motion animator known as Moonshine Animations. We intend to release some animations onto my channel relatively soon, so just keep your eyes out for that. Moonshine has been just an amazing dude. I absolutely love him. I love his work, and I'm just looking forward to doing so much. And I believe that is everything that I am able to talk about.
15 minutes.
Just so much stuff.
Exactly 15 minutes. That's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna go next because there's a couple of things I want to put out. First off, for my channel, there will be 3 comic dubs coming out this month. The first one is going to be fairy tale based. The second one is going to be another Overwatch one, and then lastly, with the collaboration of the. If you guys have been on Twitter, you'll see these accounts called the Real UA Army. We will be doing My Hero Academia comic dubs, and they're really cool people. You should go check them out on Twitters if you need to. There will be a list later on this month, apparently. They're on Tumblr also. Secondly, on behalf of Team Daiguren, there is a casting call going on for Attack on Titan Abridged. Dark Moon, who you guys know from Overlord Abridged, is the head of Team Daiguren, and he's actually looking for some voice acting extras. So if you guys get a chance to go look it up, it is it's actually under Dark Moon TDG, and it'll be for Attack on Titan. And they're doing casting calls right now, so it's just extras. And once you guys do it, it would, it'd be cool to see how many people want to join this. And lastly, I know I had one more thing. Oh, I will be starting in a live action short coming in a couple of weeks. A couple of my friends here in the Dallas area, outside, a couple of friends from Funimation as well, will be doing live action shorts. And we are going to just be doing random videos. They'll be out on my channel soon. I know that I've got a couple of them that are really low quality because they're college students that we're helping out. So yeah, just be sure to look out for those videos. And yeah, and new recording setups. So I'll be able to start doing more voice acting projects this month. So that's it for me.
Yay. All right, so
anybody else?
Yes.
For anyone interested, I have a new, it's new since the last game video over on my channel. It's a Manga Sensei parody. It's pretty fun. It stars myself, Homicidal Teddy Bear, and Latin Fire VA, aka Eva in here. If any of you want to check it out, it's over my channel. If someone wants to throw a link in one of the chats, they can. That's fine. If not, that's fine. Kill la Kill Bridge episode 7's coming out Tuesday, which I co-wrote on that one. Play a few people in it. Tara's in it. I don't know who else is in it, but it's, people are in it. So yeah, you get to hear Tara for the first time as Mako.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. It was a pretty interesting episode, to say the least.
I gave her some of the worst things in the history of ever to say as a character.
No, I loved it. I loved it.
It has some of the worst lines, and I love
you haven't
it
seen
so much.
You haven't seen the script, Eva. Or I don't know if you have.
I have.
Wait, episode
Kevin
7?
can't keep his lips shut. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wrote
God.
most of it, so it's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna
It'll
be
be over on PSN Yomi 133's channel. He used to be Bagaman in this. He's in a bunch of other stuff. As for my channel, it's still, apart from the Air Manga parody, it's still mostly dead. Probably gonna stay that way for a bit. So that's about it.
I only have personal updates, not channel updates. So, besides the Kill la Kill thing, I don't really have anything to promote. So,
I'm moving to the next week. So there's that.
All right. Teddy.
I don't have anything.
Oh no.
Well, Teddy's gonna be in another one of my comic dubs later on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And if I continue Air Manga, she'll probably be in that. Because she is the main character.
God, no.
I love it.
No more. No. Too lewd. Too lewd.
not lewd enough.
Looter. That was one of the most, that was definitely one of the most enjoyable things I've
No, I loved that. It was one of the best and worst things I've seen.
Did you other guys get to see it? Never mind.
I do have like another project. The thing is, I don't know when it's going to be coming out. It depends on how fast it gets edited, because the person editing it has something else they're doing first. But when it does eventually get posted, it might actually, people might consider that worse than Arrow manga, but it's still really fun.
You haven't seen what I want to do with a second one if I ever do it. If I ever stop being lazy. People will die.
I mean,
I'm a man of my word.
Death already?
There'll be more. So much more death. Death for days. You will die. You will all die.
Okay.
I need to really update that card. Alright.
I thought this was going to be an easy session.
Nope.
Oh, it's never easy. Whoever said this was easy. Not me. Never me. Oh. Also, last thing to note, I didn't say this in my announcements. I'm in a bit of trouble, for rent this month. That's what the little donation ticker is for up there. Should you want to donate? It's cool. If not, equally as cool. But yeah.
Yeah, for Tiki Toby, who says, do you have any advice for making an abridged series? I prefer that you guys go check out Prof Crank's videos on abridging and how to be an online voice actor. Those are the best ways that you will actually learn the technique, what you need, and even editing tips. That's always.
And for Armored Ruby, who asked about suggestions for someone wanting to be a voice actor, I recommend making sure you have a decent quality mic, and that the environment you have it set up to record in is stable, not no background noise and all that crap.
Yeah.
And
Pro tip:
also,
don't live in Florida because you'll have too many fans running. They'll make too much noise. It sucks.
And also, secondary thing to note: this is a D&D stream. Those are relevant questions for literally any other time. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, if I could use my plugging time to ask Aaron a question,
Sure.
How was Anime Expo? Because I do a lot of conventions. I used to do convention coverage, and I would like to know how you enjoyed that experience.
Well, in the 7 minutes that I do have, well, to anyone that was reading the news about Anime Expo over the weekend of Anime Expo, it was the equivalent of what is known as LineCon. Nobody likes LineCon. LineCon sucks. Fucking LineCon.
Did you
I heard,
Aaron?
I heard a story that there was a line to leave the convention center, to legitimately just leave the building.
That would not
I couldn't even leave. Like, here's the deal. Towards the West Hall, there is an exit out of the West Hall building, and there's an exit that you can just go out of. And upon trying to go out that way, there's the steps that goes down into the LA Live Street, and trying to get into Circus Street, and they're all like, no, you can't go through here. You have to have an exhibitor's pass. Why? You just have to have an exhibitor's pass. To leave? Yes. And so, like, I'm directed towards the West Hall, and I'm all like, oh, I see some more steps. Maybe they'll let me out that way. No, you have to have an exhibitor's pass. Why? Why do I need a specific pass to leave the grounds? I just needed to get it to my Uber. What the fuck? It was a whole fucking thing. Like, I spent the better part of 5 minutes trying to leave the convention grounds. It was crazy.
Well, here's the question. Is an exhibitor's pass something that you get exclusively by being a guest of the con, or is it just a special pay extra, get a premium pass type thing?
The exhibitor's pass is a pass that is given to you when you are an exhibitor in the exhibitor's hall. The exhibitor's hall is where they sell all the fucking, like, merch and the
okay, so like if you weren't selling something, you were treated like garbage, basically.
No, if you were just a regular attendee, you're just treated like garbage. That's just something
that sounds
to
wonderful.
know. Yeah, it sounds
Lovely.
like terrible in my experience.
That honestly reminds me of MegaCon 2016, which was the last MegaCon I'll ever be attending, because man, that convention went somewhere real nice real quick after that got bought out. So, you know, thank you for warning me never to go to LAX, or I guess AX more
Hold
specifically.
on, let me make something clear. AX is not a bad convention. AX is a very special convention that if you do not pay more than you really should, you will not have as great of a time as one would think. You know? They're a for-profit deal, you know? Fun story, and anybody that saw the picture that I had taken with Aaron Fitzgerald on day 0, I was talking to Aaron Fitzgerald, and she was all like, so are you going to be at the panel tonight? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, there's a panel. It's like, yeah, for people that pay the extra $20 just to get the pre-show badge. And she's like, that's bullshit. Can I just sneak you in? I'm like, that'd be great, but I don't want to, one, I don't want to get myself in trouble, and two, I don't want to get you in trouble. So...
I mean, there was a Funimation panel at Acon, so I understand that.
Yeah, it I want to make sure that's just I don't want somebody who is a guest here to get in trouble, and I myself don't want to get in trouble because I don't want to get blacklisted.
Makes sense.
So yeah, and also I'm the only guy at that convention with a notable TV head, so just yeah, I ain't touching that with a fucking 20 and a half foot pole. Alright, let's see. We are okay, so no Mina tonight.
Did you run into anybody with a press pass? And how well did you see any journalists, if you did see them there? How well did you see them treated?
I don't think I noticed them. I didn't go out of my way to try and figure out who was press or not.
Okay. Well, were photographers at least did they have decent space to take photos, and were they not bullied or anything by staff?
There is no such thing as decent space to do anything at Anime Expo.
Okay.
A lot of this stuff I'll be talking about in the story time video. I'm not kidding you. There's a lot more detail to what I'm saying.
Okay. You'll have to notify me when that hits, because I definitely want to watch that.
Oh yeah. Let's see. A lot of the general comments. I love your channel, Yaro. That's great. It's great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. All right. I think it being 6:30, I think we are good to go. So, no Emory, no Mina. I have the rest of you though. So that's perfectly fine. Let's see.
Yep. You're stuck with us.
Forever. All right.
We also just lost John.
No, John. Ah, shit. Seconds.
Well, I do have one last announcement that's non-anime related or anything like that.
Oh yeah?
I recently adopted 2 new kitties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Their names are Dinah and Ollie, and I have been posting pictures of them all week. I did not expect Jory to be out of town, so now I have 2 cats and a dog. And it's been fun trying to handle 3 animals.
That sounds fun.
Your kittens are gonna be raised like a dog.
My dog is afraid of the cats.
Oh, that says a lot then.
Yeah.
I mean, it could end up like, at least you're not doing like JoJo did to my parents' dogs and just chase them around the house.
Oh, no, Dinah's doing that to Marcus. The fun thing,
Marcus could sit on her and kill her.
I know. The fun thing that I found out this morning is when I wake up, Ollie's on top of Marcus's head, and they're not fighting. But then I'm like, okay, so they finally got over it. Nope. Apparently Marcus didn't even notice that Ollie was on top of his head, and then started chasing the poor little thing.
Aww.
So,
Oh, poor puppers. I mean, I don't know who to vote for on that one.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I feel bad. I feel worse for Marcus because it's his visitation weekend, and you have new kids in the house.
You just gotta let him know that mommy still loves him just as much.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. She loves the kittens more.
No, just because they're new doesn't mean that I love him any less.
Fair enough.
Nah, the same thing happens when like a couple gets has like, you know, like a couple has a dog, they put all their attention and love on the dog, and then they're like, you know what, we're ready to finally have a baby. They get the baby, the dog's like, oh sweet, someone else in the family. Like, fuck you, dog, get out of here. Just go sit in the doghouse outside. We don't need you anymore.
All of our pets have always been indoor animals, so we would never.
Well, fine, just
Wasn't
go sit in the
that
guest
literally
room,
the
dog.
plot of a movie? Isn't this literally the plot of a movie?
Probably.
Lady and the Tramp.
Also, Son of the Mask.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get that cinematic classic, that Jamie Kennedy star vehicle
We don't talk about that.
Jeez.
that fell right into a black hole.
All right. So
Yeah, I don't know if it counts as a launch if it doesn't get off the launching pad.
It wasn't intended to be. I mean, like, Apollo 15 was intended to be a launch. It didn't. But they were trying.
Fair enough. All right. So, let's go ahead and jump on into tonight's game of D6. So, first of all, that's where we were off. Our adventurers had traversed into the center of the Alanon capital, Crestpusk, and within they had found themselves in a deepened reddish mist that had encumbered the entirety of the inside of Crestpusk. Through a little bit of investigation and walking around, they had met an individual who is known as Aurochs, who is the personal bodyguard of the king and queen. After their confrontation, they had been informed that the way into the castle is through an underground passage and maze, and in doing so and following through, after a few rumblings in the underground, they had met with a cave-in, which had split the party from Arya and Serena and the rest of the party. To which, when they had pressed on forward, they found themselves in a strange ritual that had been exuding this mist from the underground. In doing so, they had met an individual who, unknown to them and dangerous, came forth as a misty black dragon that had threatened to consume them and unleashing 2 Umber Hulks onto the party. To which, after defeating the Umber Hulks, the dragon had fled into whatever dimension it was from, and it now lies in rest. As the rest of the party, along with Sal and Nina, who had helped during the battle, the party was then healed, and Shay, still unconscious, now the party lies in a darkened area and awaiting to see what faces them next. Meanwhile, Serena and Arya, who at this point had been traveling through the crazed maze that is the underground here. You guys have been traveling for quite a bit of time, and you felt like it's been the better part of 30 minutes. You've heard a few rumblings, Arya, throughout the caverns, and you are feeling a little unsettled. Serena, having her natural survival-like abilities, has begun to draw up a map in order to try and find a different passageway into the castle. And during this time, you two, taking a bit of a break, found a small little clearing, just to kind of sit and catch your breath.
I really hope you know what you're doing.
It's going to take a little while, my friend. I am trying my hardest, but I feel like we are getting closer to the center.
It makes me nervous being separated from everyone else for so long.
Trust me, seclusion is not a bad thing. But I can see your bond between you and your friends. I can definitely see how much you value them.
Do you have any great plans?
Well, I mean, we do have a bit of a junction, but I feel like we should take a right once we finally catch our breath. And you see her kind of lean up against Tauntaun. And she kind of rests in his deep, thick, almost very shiny and glowing hair. The more that you notice this bear, you begin to notice that he does have a bit of a slight glow to him in the darkness here in the caverns.
What kind of bear is that?
This, my good friend, is a twilight bear. They're very rare up in Hollengrad. I raised them. And they were once an endangered species until I, of course, saved them.
I've never seen anything like that.
Most people wouldn't. Like I said, they've gone nearly extinct. Only very few are still over on Hollengrad, but I took a liking to this one. Isn't that right, budgie? And she begins to scratch his chin just a little bit. And you begin to notice, like, as she's looking at you, there's a little bit of a shine in her own eye. And she's giving you a very, not too noticeable stare, but it feels like she's analyzing you. And it feels very unsettling being someone of magical ability.
What exactly is the matter? Is something wrong? I feel like you're kind of staring at me a little bit.
You know, I would have to say there is something a bit off about you. Not too many of your kind give off as much of a glow as you do.
I wash very well.
Cleanliness is not what I mean. Can I ask you something?
I suppose.
What are you related to? Who are you related to?
Well, typically my kind descends from demons.
Well, I know that much, but I feel like there's something different about you specifically. You remind me a lot of Melora. In my time, I've seen her walk upon Earthseheimel probably 10 times at most. Whenever she revealed her presence, it was truly an honor. For when she walked upon the land, you see flora and life begin to spread. And every time she breathed, the waters and the sea would ebb and flow with her breath. And where she stared is where the wind was guided. Truly magnificent. And she always gave off this heavenly glow.
My ancestry is not one of light. Can I do an insight check to see whether just to double check on her trustworthiness on this?
Sure. Go ahead.
Alright, I got 18 total.
From what you can immediately tell, Arya, she's not lying. And, you know, as she has said before, she is a champion. And you know of the champion's curse. As she stares at you, you can tell this faint sense of interest. And probably with all that interest, she just is more curious than anything else. She's not agitated or volatile, but very, very curious.
Very well, then. I am the daughter of Asmodeus, though I'm not aligned with him.
I see. So you do fall under godship.
For one reason or another, yes.
So why did you choose music in your life?
My mother was a musician. She still is. She taught me everything that I ever wanted to know. She loved it so much, and she passed that on to me. It made me happy. It made others happy.
I can definitely tell you have a very good heart. Hopefully one day...
I like to think so.
And hopefully one day you may shape the world based on those views.
I want to.
You know, I once knew a god. Ali Damora. It's very, very interesting in his time. One day he gave his godliness, or his essence, to the people in the shape of 7 instruments. And as they spread across the world, there was no real music anymore. It felt like it didn't have as much meaning. But I would like to think that, given your position, perhaps now would be a better time than ever to finally have that presence once more. So, my final suggestion to you. Have you ever heard of the tomb of Ali Mora?
No.
Well, stories tell that if you bring all 7 instruments back to his tomb, you will be granted an amazing gift.
What gift?
I guess you would have to ask him. Anyways, I think that's enough resting for now. We should probably get back up to finding our way back to the center.
I agree.
And as she gets up, she walks over to one of your instruments. Have you ever tried to meditate with them? I think you would find yourself a little bit more connected. And she begins to pack up some of her stuff, and she slings over her bags, and she gets on the back of Tauntaun, and they begin walking towards the right junction.
Arya follows.
Alright. So with that, you two begin to continue on down the caverns of Crestbusk. As for the rest of the party, you are all down below. You are surrounded by pools of acid that were left behind by this roaring monster. One of the pillars have been knocked out. And the Umber Hulks now completely destroyed. One of them just crushed by the fist of Hekaton. In the meantime, Shay is looking a little bit better. But you can see there are patches of hair that are gone due to the acid itself. He's alive. He's alive, but not doing too well.
Okay. I'm going... Well, since he's out of the pool of acid, I'm just going to take the armor off of him just to see how bad the damage is.
As you do, you see that the armor had protected him for the most part. Whatever had been eaten through had also pretty much eaten through his fur and a bit of his skin.
Any extensive lesions or anything that will be like bare skin? Or muscle?
As from what you can tell, a bit of his tail is gone. Like about 3 to 4 inches of his tail is just gone. That's the worst that you can possibly get out of Shay.
Okay.
Well, time to dock the tail.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can do right now, so I'm gonna need somebody to hold him down.
Oh no, the end of his tail is gone, as in
it's gone. It's gone.
Melted,
like
gone.
There's no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give him a potion of lesser restoration, at least until we can get him to
All
to
right.
a room, and then have him rest.
As you try to provide him a potion, it doesn't work.
Our potions are no longer working, I'm guessing. Can I roll insight to take that guess?
Go ahead.
Yeah, 16.
From what you had gathered when you tried to take a potion yourself, whatever the presence of that dragon was, he pretty much diluted all of your, all of those who I had said from before. All your magic potions are diluted. They have no magic to them. They are just red, gooey water.
Jeez. Okay.
So I think that was... I think that was Braun, Alana, and... I think it was Arona?
No, yeah. Arona was behind me.
Okay. Yeah.
That sucks. I had 2 potions of supreme healing.
Yeah, so did I. And I had 2 of greater and then 4
I had
of lesser.
5 greater, bunch of superiors.
I had 3 superiors. Damn.
Would a healing drought help Shay at all?
Healing drought?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a...
It's one of my alchemy formulas.
Alchemic formulas. Due to it being the nature of it being alchemy and not magic, make a... And this will be for you. Make a intelligence check real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to propose to the group that we take a rest once we meet up with Arya and the other person, because I'm like a toe step away from death.
Oscar's gonna nod. He takes a few steps towards Shay and he looks down at the dog and he says, "How hard is it? How much do you think it needs to be healed?"
Alana just looks down at her dog. She's like, "He's gonna need to go immediately to some kind of doctor or see if there's somebody who can perform some kind of ritual on him."
Aaron, can you NPC Manda?
That's exactly what I was about to do. That's what I was about to do.
I was gonna ask as a character or as a player, not as a character. Is this something that's a hit point problem, or is this worse? Because if it's a hit point problem, Oscar's gonna be on top of it.
If it's more hit point than it is actual like physical problems.
Okay, if Manda steps forward and resolves the situation, Oscar will step back. But otherwise, Oscar was going to offer to use Lay on Hands.
Okay.
Let's see, hold on. I'm trying to pull up Nina's character sheet.
I remember Lay on Hands, but I can't remember all of it.
There we go. Also to try and answer your question, Teddy. Let's see. Sal, healing drought.
Yeah, I do recommend we camp when we meet up with Arya and Alana's grandma. I can't remember her name.
Because in Unearthed Arcana it says a creature can drink it.
What page is that?
Page 15.
15. Cool.
In the top.
Healing drought. As an action, you can reach into your alchemist satchel and pull on healing. Yeah, it's alchemist. So make an what was your intelligence check?
8.
8. Did you add your modifier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have bad luck with rolls.
Okay. It's a good thing that this is a relatively low DC. You get a sense of feeling because this is all chemical based. There is no magic to it, so you know it will work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I pull out the potion and I hand it to Alana,
saying, "Here, this will help him."
All right, and I look at Sal for a second. I'm like, anything to help him, as I'm petting him and comforting my puppy, and I give it to him. What is the taste? Is it sour, or do I need to hold him down?
It tastes like the equivalent of Robitussin.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need to hold him down.
So,
And then
Sal, your level is 10, right?
right, so I have 5d8.
Okay. Yes, Hawk.
Could you boost your mic a little bit? Everybody, like, I have you turned up louder than everybody else, but
like this is honestly like the loudest I can be.
It's just a Discord thing, I guess. I was just worried that people in the stream might not be able to hear you as well as the others.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I can get any louder either.
Oh, hold
no,
on.
You're fine, John. I actually had to turn you down compared to everybody else, but
ooh, I'm too loud. That's good.
Like you and Tara both were coming crystal clear, but like Aaron and Eva just seemed quieter than everybody else.
Oh, that's because I'm a distance away from my mic. I can actually just boost it up closer.
No, you're fine.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. I was just
hold on.
worried about the stream quality and all that stuff.
No, it's fine. I'm trying. Let's see. I think, yeah, that's best that I can get.
As long as everybody in the stream can hear you, okay, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Okay. So, as per Manda, let's see, because I do have her.
And with this restoration, I'm actually boosting up Shay. So he is at. So he will be set to what he needs to be.
Okay. Let's see.
See, and then I need to roll 5d8. So.
So I'm gonna have Manda at level 5. Since this is a level 5d8. I'm gonna have Manda at level 5 do a prayer of healing, and pretty much heal up everybody.
Okay.
And then the potion that Shay is drinking should give him
Oscar is going to go ahead and cast. Oscar's going to go ahead and cast Aura of Vitality before she hits it, so that everybody within the radius heals for. It's not Aura of Vitality; it's actually Beacon of Hope. Everybody within the area of 30 feet gains max health from any healing.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's just straight up math. Great. So
yeah,
8 times 5.
All right. How much did you say, Teddy?
24. That's what I rolled.
24. All right. And you said it goes all the way to max?
All right. So
all healing dice are maximum within the aura of the cast, the spell I just cast, which lasts for 1 minute per concentration. So all of the healing you guys are doing right now, just take the maximum amount of healing you could have done. Yeah. So if it's like 2d8, you did 16 points of healing.
Yeah.
That was 5d8. That's 40.
Yeah. Also,
it's as an example.
And also on top of the prayer of healing from Manda, everyone also gains another 40. So.
All right, cool. I'm just over half full.
Yep.
Should keep me alive.
Oscar's topped off.
Sweet.
Alana's topped off. I'm calculating for Shay right now. So.
All right.
I may drop out my piece of crap computer's dying.
Oh,
right.
Ava, did you update your the sheet for Shay?
Yes.
Shay? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I did. I updated for all the pets, or all the companions.
All the pets. So. All the pets.
Yeah. They're pets. Come on.
Yeah.
They're my pets.
Alana's littlest pet shop.
Hey, I'm not a crazy cat lady. I'm a crazy Verliu lady.
I'm a crazy lion lady.
Lion lady, yeah.
You do have 2 cats.
Oh, shush you. But
Sorry.
Shay is now up to 72 points out of 90, which is not bad.
Cool.
And you said the rest of us gain 40 from Manda?
Yes. Pulled out my dice for no reason. Row, row, row.
I know.
I want a pupper.
He's happy he's actually getting attention, and he went to the dog park today.
All right, so you guys take a rest. How long do you want to take your rest?
I was to say we meet up with the others and then take a rest.
All right.
Or that's my suggestion.
A short rest is 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, short rest is
I
1
was
hour.
just, I was just trying to keep it in character for Braun because he'd be really worried about Arya at this point.
Oscar would argue that they could hold up for an hour and probably meet up with them regardless.
All right, cool.
I guess we're doing that then.
Let's see. I don't know. So, so you guys spend about an hour just sitting down. If you want to expend any of your hit dice for right now in order to also keep gaining back your HP, you can do that right now. You guys sit down, you're healing. Is there anything else you want to do while you're still here?
How many hit dice do I have? I know it's a 1d12, but where do I find out how many I have on this?
It's
I know
on your character sheet.
I was just asking, like, where on this sheet?
It's in the health area.
All right. I'm actually going to reset my armor of greater resistance. I'm going to reset it to acidic after what happened.
Fair enough.
Just to make sure. And I'm going to open up my my bag of holding to see if any of my items have actually gotten, you know, damaged, or if there is a rip in the bag of holding, hoping that nothing has torn.
If there was a rip in the bag of holding, you would have known right away.
Okay.
I'm gonna
just making sure.
It seems like the only things that were affected magically were the potions.
Okay. That's good. That's an outside force of the bag of holding, so that's not something I need to worry about. But I will need to resell them or see if there is a potion master that can do something with them. So.
Aaron, I'm gonna expend 3 hit dice to recover.
All right.
This.
All right. Cool. And so, anything else while you guys are still down here?
Would Sal have any knowledge on how to fix their potions without them having to go and sell them or just toss them?
You know that healing potions are strictly magical based. You know your uncle, Arvello, is very, very adept to that. But you yourself are an alchemist. You haven't traversed in the magical terrain like he has.
Gotcha.
Hey, new kid. The bottles. You wouldn't happen to have anything for fatigue or hangovers, maybe? I've got a little bit of both going on.
No, sorry.
All right.
Great, we have a paladin with a drinking problem.
I went to a bar once.
You've been to a bar more than once, Oscar.
Look, without you guys, I've been to a bar once. I was drinking alone one time. You guys looked a little busy, didn't need my help, thought I might unwind. Now we're here.
Choir boy, I was jesting. It was all in fun. Playful ribbing, whatever you wish to call it.
A little hard to tell past that voice. I'll say that much.
Well, when you have your throat ripped up by a demon, it's kind of hard to enunciate sometimes.
All right. We don't need to
A
start
demon
another
now.
war.
It sounds like an interesting story.
Well, I suppose it is sometimes.
Care to share with the class?
Well, the older members of the group already know. But long story short, the person who's backing, the person who's apparently bought out the majority of the teams we'll be facing in this competition, sacrificed an entire city along with all of his and my friends to gain unlimited power from a demon. Only myself and one other person survived the entire shabacle.
Hmm.
And that's how
guess I'm the
I
one reason
got
that-
here.
All the more reason to go after him then.
Yep.
I think with that, Oscar nods and he starts eating his rations and chilling out while he's resting.
All right.
He threatened to kill all of you, you know.
Let's see how far he gets.
Alana just hears this and going like, well, we've faced bigger threats that have tried to kill us before, and this one will just be another notch.
Don't be so overconfident.
I'd rather be overconfident than underconfident.
He's the type who he manages to surround himself by people who are surprisingly competent.
And you think this group isn't? We may squabble and bicker, but I like to say that we actually do a lot better than we lead on.
He's aligned himself with
what's the guy leading the organization?
Organization, New World Organization.
Arya's nephew.
Azoth.
He's aligned himself with Azoth and his organization.
Shit.
I mean, Alana was there when I told her this.
Yeah, I know.
Like, the only person who doesn't know this is the two new people, Teddy and Emily. They're the only ones who actually don't know.
Yeah.
Just restating everything for convenience and bring people up to speed.
It feels weird not being the new people.
Yeah.
I haven't been new since game 1.
In the meantime, you see both Nina and Arona kind of inspecting the main area where you saw the misty dragon that had assaulted you guys.
Does that conclude our rest? Is with us looking over and seeing them inspecting that area?
Yep, pretty much.
I was going to ask Aaron if we could have looted either the corpses or anything from the area around us.
Make an investigation check.
Alright. It's convenient for me to make an investigation check because I have no modifier, so it's a straight 17.
As you begin to go through the area, you kind of look at the Umber Hulks. I mean, those things are nasty, but you know, due to your history with monsters, you probably know their blood might be worth a bit of coin on the market, along with their eyeballs. As even now, staring at their eyes kind of gives you an unsettling feeling, as if like you are beginning to kind of lose a bit to yourself. But due to just them being dead, there is a magic that are within their eyes, but that's about it. So you know that their blood and their eyes are worth something on the market.
Could I have two empty flasks if I could see if I could get blood from them, maybe? If anyone else has flasks they want to spare for it.
I do have 2 extra empty vials, but that's about it.
I also have those, like,
and
10 of those. I have, like, 10 of those,
technically, I have a
metal
water
cylinders
skin.
you gave me.
I have a water skin that...
when I meant flask, I meant water skin.
Okay, yeah. My vodka water skin was emptied long ago and hasn't been refilled, so I'm pretty sure now it's just cleaned out. I'll put my water from the other water skin in it, shake it out, and then give it to you as a clean one. But I do have extra glass vials in case.
Considering I have 2 water skins, and I have the Evas, and I have the things I was going to turn into grenades, how much blood could I potentially get?
That will depend on your survival check.
I also wanted to try and get the eyeballs.
Oh, I can help you with survival if you need that.
That'd be good.
Survival is actually one of my highest.
I got a plus. Only got a +2 on it. We'll just go
I
together.
have a +8. Yeah. Okay.
Can she assist in my roll?
In gouging out eyes, at least.
And getting the blood and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right. All right.
I didn't need the help. I got that 20.
Well, that's good because I had 19 +8 survival.
That's still really damn good.
I know.
All right.
My first roll always turns out to be a 19 for some reason.
So, for how much blood you can get out of both of them, you can probably fill up about those 2 flasks, and then after that, there's nothing more you can get out of blood. But you are able to get all 4 of the eyeballs for both of the Umber Hulks.
2 flasks, Umber blood, and 2 eyeballs. Gotcha.
4.
4
eyeballs.
2.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else want to look for loot?
Still gonna scrounge around for loot myself.
Roll investigation. You might have higher than I do.
Yeah. Investigation +7, and that is 17.
17?
This is like a natural.
Let's see.
No, I had a 10, but +7 investigation.
I know, but that's like a natural, dude.
Let's see. In you investigating, Alana. Let's see, hold on. These are the various things. Money. I'm trying to find where that one is. That's so weird.
Well, it's not really gonna matter how much I get. I'm gonna toss it to top.
Okay.
Braun.
You, Alana. In you searching and kind of looking around, on the pedestal where the humanoid-looking individual at first was standing, you find a small circular amulet with several symbols along the inside, and just a hole in the center. Around the amulet is it pretty much embezzled in this silverish looking metal, and you're not exactly sure what it does, but it does look to be fairly important.
Can I sense any magic coming through it?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Arcana. That is 22.
22?
Yeah.
You can definitely tell there's a very particular magic to it. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it seems very strong in nature.
Okay. And there's no feeling of, power surging through it, like, to me, right? Just in itself. In the amulet.
You would need to attune to it.
Okay. I'm gonna have Arvelo check on it, just to make sure on it.
Alright. Anybody else?
As far as any cash or any gold or anything of that sort, nothing?
This place is clean of gold. Okay. I mean, it's not like you're gonna punch an Umber Hulk and he's gonna spit out like 2 pieces of gold.
The girl can dream, can't she?
Yeah. Anybody else? Teddy, John,
If the group is ready to move on and everything's going good, then yeah, Oscar's just following whoever anybody leads.
Yeah, Shay's wide awake and shaking his head.
All right.
And Sal just wants to get out of here.
All right, fair enough. So, you guys, as you begin to kind of inspect the room, you see, from one of the holes that was punched through in the wall, it does lead to what looks to have been a hidden path that leads off into further towards the center of Crestbusk.
I guess that's where we're going.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can detect any magic around. Just to make sure that we're not falling into a trap.
Make an Arcana check.
Alright. That is 19.
This entire area is swirling with magic.
Ooh. Just
by its nature and what you guys had just encountered, the entire area is swirling with magic.
Alright, everybody, we should keep on our lookout just in case. I can feel a lot of heavy presence here, and anything could attack. So stay on the guard.
I'll take point then.
Alright, so, who's the marching order right now?
I'll be in front.
I'll be right
Oscar
behind.
will...
I'll be in the back.
All right.
Oscar's gonna be right up behind Braun.
All right.
Sal will go behind Oscar then.
All right. Sal.
Then Monda. Then Alana and Shay.
Oh, what about Arona and
Arona.
Nina?
Arona will be let's put Arona behind Monda.
And Nina?
Nina will be behind Arona.
Yeah.
And then and Shay and Real. All right.
Oscar, if they take me down, shield the rest.
And I'm gonna send Rial in the. I'm gonna send Rial to the front, just in case, because keen sense.
All right.
So,
Rial will remain overhead of Braun.
Okay. Is that all right with you if he perches on you?
I don't care. It's fine.
You see just Rial kind of glide above him.
Okay.
You feel like there's a strange wind whenever Rial kind of flies off. It's probably due to the nature of Melora.
Okay.
Alright. So, you guys spend a little bit of time, and you guys spend pretty much the next 2 hours traversing through these caverns, trying to find your way through. Arya and Serena. You find yourselves in a strange little area. Arya, if you will, make a perception check. I'll have Serena make one as well.
Okay.
I just figure it's probably not me being quiet, but maybe Tara's really loud. Turn down your gain just a bit there.
I'm just on my laptop, dude. I can't do anything about my gain.
I know how to fix this then.
Okay, I rolled a 20 total.
Alright, cool. Let's see. So, as you and Serena begin to kind of look around, you are finding large magical circles that are within this room. You find yourself in an area with 4 large pillars, 1 giant magical circle, and several of them as they come across the walls, and one small area where it looks like to be a stone bed where things are laid here, either for a ritual or something else.
Can I do an insight check to see what they are?
Make more of an Arcana check, since due to the nature.
Arcana.
Yeah, due to the nature of like these circles, like they're all magic based.
I got 23.
23?
Yep.
as Serena begins to inspect the stone bed, you're finding yourself looking at the circles on the wall as they seem deeply engraved into the cobblestone. As you begin to inspect and see, you are beginning to kind of put together that this is where often rituals of different planes are met. Planes of existence that seem to cross between this world and the next. And as you kind of begin to see and feel, you also see what look to be almost like ley lines that go towards the center of the room, towards the nice big old 4 pillars, and they just seem to meet up at one small area towards the center.
Okay. I kind of follow it to the center and see if I can notice anything else from there.
Alright. As you get closer and you begin to read throughout the ley lines, and towards the center, you see one really small magic circle. And as you're piecing together based off of the your ability as a magic caster, you can see and tell that the circle then spreads out to more ley lines to these 4 pillars, which then the circle would act as a barrier for the rest of the that would barrier off the rest of the room aside from these this small area. So what you can possibly tell is that this is precautionary measure should they summon something that they really shouldn't have, and this would be a last second resort to protecting themselves.
Okay, Arya calls out to Serena. It looks like this has been used to summon things between the planes. What do you make of that?
Al-Anon has had a long history of doing things that they shouldn't have. And she's reaching behind the stone bed, and you hear a small chick, and you see in one of the walls begin to, and you see the small crumbling dust and dirt as it spreads out and falls onto the ground as this door begins to move back and open up. So, shall we?
Hello, motherfucker.
Well, I don't see any better options. Let's do this.
And you guys take towards the door, and as you pass through, the door closes and repositions itself, and you guys find yourself within a secret passageway, which once about an hour passes, you find yourselves all meeting up in one area in this large open area, which then leads up towards the main castle. I don't know if I said that right. You all meet up. You all finally meet up in this area.
Okay.
All right.
Alana goes up to Arya. Are you okay? Is everything good?
Everything is
what
fine.
happened?
Oh, we just got separated, so we did a little investigating of our own. We're fine.
Anything interesting?
We found a room where people have summoned things between the planes. I think that it could be of some interest to us.
I'm just glad you're okay.
About this area with a very heavy magic presence, and I think if we stay here any longer, we might see what that's about.
Well, if people are just disappearing without a trace, their souls going missing.
Think we should stay here a little longer?
We seem to be in the hot spot.
It would hurt to investigate.
Alright, so as you guys are looking all throughout this room, you do see several magic circles all across the walls. And on the floor, you do see one big one that pretty much intakes the entire room. And also what looks to be a stairway that goes up and a passage that goes back.
Alright. Alright, how do we want to do this?
Well, we're still looking for what's her name, right? We came here looking for the Shadow Agent's assistant.
You already found her. She's with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Sorry,
Yeah,
right. So she was in the cell.
Nina's with us.
Nina, right? Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have Nina. Do we want to send her off back to the agency, or do we want to take her along with us?
Is it safe for her back at the...
Yeah. Asking Nina, what do you want to do?
I'll stick with the rest of you for right now. I'm not too sure if I would be able to find my way out of here.
All right.
And is there any more business we have in this particular part of the city? I know we made a promise to the ladies' night that we would help him.
We did stop the fog, so that's good.
Yeah.
That was probably our end of the bargain, yeah.
Yeah. I'd still say we look around the area a little bit more. There's 2 separate passageways. Perhaps
Agreed.
investigate each one to the best of our ability. Like the one, okay, Aaron, you said one of them goes back.
Yeah, one of them.
The way we came.
You guys entered through the 2 different sides, but there is a passageway that goes all the way back, and then there's a passageway that goes up some stairs, and then to whatever place is within Crestbusk.
I say we go up.
I say we go up first. Try to we need to make a way so we can come back. So Alana's gonna get one of her silver arrows. She's just gonna jam it into the side of the wall, as kind of like a notch, basically.
All right.
Breadcrumb, yeah.
Yeah, breadcrumb, basically. Do we want to do that with the other side, or do we just want to do it one at a time?
Are you asking if we should split up?
Yeah.
I say we just keep the group together and go up, and then work our way back if we need to.
All right.
I would agree.
Before we
Best we
leave,
not split
though.
up again.
Okay. Gotcha.
Before we leave, though, would Nina know anything about like the magic circles on the ground, or that are seem to be?
Yeah. Let's ask her.
If you want any answers, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
What can you tell us about the magic circles here? Anything that you've seen before, or that any patterns that you recognize?
These are patterns that look often to the way that I often summon my companions. And so, as you probably had saw earlier, when I had brought forth King Hecaton, it was the same way, but these are much different. They seem to empower something, as if it's to either keep out or bring in a force. And those forces can often be from different planes of existence. The 9 Hells, Shadowfell, many dangerous areas. I can't even possibly imagine as it currently is.
Something could have come in from the 9 Hells then.
That could be a possibility. But there are places worse than the 9 Hells, my friend.
Do you think they were used to summon that dragon we fought earlier, or perhaps something else?
The beast that we had fought was strange. It's as if he was dragged here, or something had kept him within that area, and he didn't leave.
So he was tethered here.
I think he's tethered to both whatever plane that he exists and here, and he's just moving around randomly.
And if we can find that, we can break it. Well, we can try at least.
That could be a possibility.
I'm just gonna do an insight check just to see if there's anything notable that we can, or I'm just gonna try to do an insight check to see if there's anything around that would give any indicator, or such as residue or markings or anything of that sort that I can see through dark vision.
I was also going to ask if you could send Rial down the passage that leads back to see, you know, just get like a layout of the area through Rial.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna send Rial out just to make sure with investigation.
All right, so you send Rial out.
Okay.
You do not hear back from Rial for the better part of 40 minutes to an hour. By the time Rial does finally get back, it would be hard to say. Rial can't speak your language unless you have the ability to speak with animals. But
Arya does.
Arya does, yeah.
Yeah.
Alana doesn't. She only can do animal taming, but she can't speak with them.
Arya could do that. What exactly would you like for Arya to say?
Ask what was, you know, what the Rial saw in the passage, did look safe, where did lead, etc., etc.
Were there any notable markings? Were there any creatures that we need to look out for? You know, just basic investigation.
Okay, so Arya is going to use speak with animal with Rial.
all right.
And ask what Rial saw and if there was anything of note, anything of interest, if it looked safe, if there were any creatures that we would need to look out for. Just basic intel.
So as you ask the first question, where does the path lead? And as you ask this, Rial kind of turns his head and so like, what I saw was a bunch of dirt. It blocked the path.
Just that?
That is when I found and then came back.
Very well, thank you.
And you see a slight nod from Rial, and that's it. From what you guys can possibly tell, that pathway was probably the one that had initially collapsed, to where you guys had to break off to the further sides of the caverns.
Okay.
I guess we go up then.
Agreed. I'll have Rial go ahead with Braun again, just to make sure.
Sometimes I wish we had an earth elemental.
It'd be much easier sometimes.
We spend too much time in holes. We're not dwarves.
I miss Joseph. Just saying that nonchalantly.
As you say, I miss Joseph, you try to think back on his voice, and then you remember, oh no wait, now he's Big Nuggins. Fuck.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys go up towards the stairs, let's see. As you guys finally go up to the stairs, you find yourselves with the pearly white marble of several rooms, pillars. You look to be inside of the castle of Crestpusk.
Okay.
Well, if ever summon the dragon could come up here, that's probably not a good sign.
Unless it was someone from within the castle, the dragon.
You, as you guys begin to inspect, you notice that there are no guards. You've been down this hallway before, and you know where the throne room is, and you also know where the meeting rooms are, but that's pretty much as far as you've ever gotten with several meetings within the castle of Crestpusk.
Either way, I guess I'm glad to be out of that hole. You guys know your way around this place?
A bit.
Been familiar.
Well,
I suggest we try and...
Go ahead.
If there's anything you think you know you can find in here, I guess lead the way.
I suggest we check on the royals to make sure they're okay.
Agreed.
As well as our allies such as Obi.
I'll meet with you guys later. I'm going to investigate to see if there's anybody of service here, such as any maids, butlers, or anything of that sort. Because something seems a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't there be guards in these hallways?
There should. I know them very well. And she's barking. Well, they took my badge last time.
Alright.
Well, you were in a store we blew up last time.
Yeah, that's true. But they still remember that. We ran into a store, it blew up, and I got blamed. Well, I took the blame. So.
You were the one who started it.
More or less. So you guys, so Alana, you do break off from the rest of the party to go and investigate.
Right. I'm gonna leave Shay with you guys, and Riel's gonna be with me. So it's just gonna be me and Riel.
Okay.
Are you sure you're comfortable going alone?
Sal offers to go with.
Okay. If you want to. And I said, Alana says, if I need anything, I'll just Hermes message you immediately.
Very well. We'll seek out the royals and Obi and the others.
Okay. So, as for the main party, Braun, Oscar, Manda, Rona, and Arya, you guys head, which area do you, since you know it best, which way do you guys want to go? The meeting room or the throne?
I figured we start with the throne room since it was one of the larger gathering areas. Perhaps it'd be good, if I recall, I think it was fairly well fortified, so if something was going to go wrong, I figured they'd go there first.
Alright. So, as you guys make your way towards the throne room, you are met with the large double doors, and as you begin to open it, you immediately are met with the room being a slight tinge of yellowish aura, and on three sides of what looks to be a large barrier is the General Lyle, the General Maven, and the General Gerald. And as you see them, they seem to be in a meditative state, and they don't seem moved immediately. And as you look within the throne, you see that the king and queen are sitting upon the thrones in a state of stasis.
Hello, motherfucker.
Is the
that doesn't look right.
aura passable? Or just like an energy wall we can't go through?
As you begin to approach the aura, you can feel it. It's solid. And you also begin to see what looks to be like chains. As you touch it, it spreads out like a ripple.
Okay.
What kind of kingdom sets their royals in stasis?
I'm guessing it was to prevent the mist we passed through from affecting them.
I tried calling out to Maven. I'm guessing no response.
Yeah, as you try and say something, it doesn't seem to pass through the barrier. And
Can I try sending a Hermes to them?
Sure, go ahead.
Try sending a Hermes letter to Maven since her and Braun got along fairly okay.
Alright, so what do you say in the message?
She do herself I say, are you and the others okay? We stopped the dragon that was causing the mist down below the palace.
Alright.
We're just checking to make sure that you're okay and the others are okay.
Alright. As you finish the Hermes message, it disappears. And as you are staring on the other side of the barrier, you see the message appear right before her, and it lands on her lap, and she remains unmoved.
Well, this is worrisome. I didn't see Obi, though. Perhaps he is in another area of the palace.
Either way, she's going to be very confused with that letter by the time she wakes up.
I thought it was fairly self-explanatory.
Still, imagine, it could be years after the fact. She wakes up and she finds this letter on her lap. An interesting concept.
Considering they're the ruling power of the area, I hope it's not here. Because this whole place will probably go to shit without them.
Just a thought. Obi, you mentioned. I don't think I've met... No, he was the crazy goblin with the dynamite, right?
No, you've never met him.
Obi Trickston is a mechanical genius.
Well then, hopefully he's pleasant to speak with.
Arya, do you have any suggestions on how to deal with this barrier?
I was gone for like the past 3 minutes. Describe the barrier to me.
Okay.
Is this the same barrier that we saw before? The circle barrier.
That is like a glowing yellowish thing that's encapsulating the throne room.
What you can tell,
King, Queen, and generals are on there.
Arya, what you can tell, the magic circles that are beneath the three generals that are keeping this barrier up, they look very much alike to the ones that you had seen down below. But it looks like this barrier is much more stronger due to the nature of what looks to be the meditative state of these individuals.
Does detect magic tell you what kind of magic it is?
Let me check.
I was going to ask if you or potentially Monda could perhaps like dispel the barrier or gain any insight if they caused it themselves, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have dispel barrier.
Wait, I think there is...
Oscar does have dispel magic, but it's only a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
And this is something that they casted on the king and queen, so I doubt it's gonna work.
There is a difference between, I think, identify magic and detect magic? Let me double check.
Detect magic typically in previous editions just makes things glow blue, and it's like, yep, that's magic. Yeah. To identify what the magic does, there was either a separate spell or you would typically make like an arcana or like magic roll as a skill, depending on what that skill is in your particular edition.
Let me double check.
Okay. So this is just literally blocking our way. Like
they're
basically
in stasis.
Yeah.
It's blocking the king and queen. They're in stasis. I don't think it's blocking us from progressing anywhere.
Yeah, you guys
we can't go into the throne room.
No, you guys are in the throne room. There's just a section of the throne room that is blocked off by a barrier.
I have dimension door. I could take myself and one other person over the barrier.
I'd be willing to go. I mean, you and I out of the group know everybody in there.
All right.
I mean, if you'll have me at least.
Dimension door only works if there is somebody about your size and smaller.
Since when? My description just says teleport yourself and one willing creature within 5 feet up to 500 feet to a place you see, specify, or describe.
Let me double. Is that on the magic spell sheet or is that from the book? Because
that's on my spell sheet.
Okay. That's just like that's like yeah. That's like the base description. The big one is like dimension door.
Show it to me, DM.
I'm showing it. Don't worry, I got you. Let's see.
I've seen this one vary a lot through like homebrews and stuff, so I don't know the exact rule off the top of my head.
Destructive wave, deathwood, dimension door. Okay. Teleport yourself from a current location in any other spot within range. You'll arrive exactly in the spot desired. It can be a place that you can see and you can visualize, or one that you can describe by stating distance and direction, such as 200 feet straight downward or upward, or northwest in a 45-degree angle 300 feet. You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. You can also bring one willing creature that is your size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its carrying capacity.
I gotta work around Aria.
Could polymorph you.
Yeah, polymorph me into like a cat or something.
Polymorph is a concentration spell.
Is Dimension Door a concentration spell?
You can't cast a concentration spell and then another spell.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, I have to pick someone else. How big's Alana?
She's not with us.
Yeah, she's not with you guys. How tall are you again?
Damn it. 5'4".
5'4". I think.
Put on a few inches there, eh?
I mean Aria.
I know.
I believe the next closest person to your height would either be Arona or Monda. I'm gonna have to check. Double check their height. One of those really detailed things about D&D. How tall are you? In order for this spell to work, how tall are you? Let's see, play character sheets.
You must be this tall to use this spell.
Right? Let's see. Rona is, as soon as it loads up.
God, there are some really weird questions about polymorph and Dimension Door.
Arona is 5'2", and Monda is...
Monda's 5'6". That's what Mina told me.
Monda is 5'8", actually, on her character sheet.
Okay, guess I'm taking Arona.
You see this small elven girl, she's a little bit shorter than you, and as you kind of just walk over and you kind of just give her a nice firm hold on, and you cast Dimension Door, and whoop, you are on the other side of the barrier, inside the barrier. You suddenly feel fairly sick. Just in, the sense of, oh god, that was the weirdest thing I've ever fucking done. And Arona, you see a little bit of vomit sliding down the side of her face.
Oh no, poor thing, are you okay?
I'll be fine. You do feel a bit nauseated, and It's like, you'll probably get used to it in the future, but this is not something you do very often.
What's it like for the rest of us?
For you guys, damn, amazed and astonished, but, like, to see your friends kind of look like they're about to vomit by the time they make it to the other side, you're all like, yeah, it's not as cool as we thought. So,
I feel like we need someone taller with that spell.
So, what do you plan to do in here, Arya and with Arona?
You said the king and queen are in here?
The king, queen, and generals, like,
And 3 of the generals.
Maven.
Maven,
Okay.
Gerald, and Lyle.
Are they all in stasis? Like, it's not just the barrier, they are in a stasis.
They are in a stasis. It looks like... Oh, okay, the king and queen. The king looks to be almost in a complete set of armor. The armor itself looks red and very, very pretty. And it looks kind of like the same kind of armor that you saw Aurochs with. Only this one is definitely more fire orientated. The queen, she looks prepared for a battle. But you also begin to notice she does have a bit of a belly going on.
Oh dear.
As for the generals, now that you guys get a more clearer look, they look like they're prepared for war. Like, they are armed to the teeth, prepared for anything. As you guys begin to kind of look a little bit closer, the king looks like he is sleeping, along with the queen. And the others, while they do look asleep, but they're probably more aware, being in a meditative state.
Okay, we don't know the cause of the stasis yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a detect magic quick to see if it's caused by magic.
Sure, go ahead. As you do cast detect magic and the little blue light expels from your fingers, from what you can immediately tell, this is an exalted spell. You don't know who the initial caster is, but it looks like it took all 3 of the generals to cast this spell, and what it does is that basically it allows you to suspend yourselves within your dimension, both time and any outside forces that would try to affect the inside would not work. So, like, being able to magically get in here is probably a huge flaw by the spell's design, but any of the red mist that had been going around would never make it inside.
I'm going to do a perception check to look around and see if I can possibly trace a source of the spell.
You can tell the spell was casted by the 3 generals.
So they... Okay. I guess that's why I'm confused. They put themselves into a stasis.
Yeah. You're pretty sure that this spell won't last for much longer, probably towards the end of the day. But, it looks like they just kept revamping the spell and again and again and again until whatever threat was eliminated by Aurochs.
Aaron, can we see Arya and Arona moving around?
Faintly.
Or do they look in stasis for us?
For you, what you can immediately see is almost like watery forms. Like, as they're moving around, it's almost like ripples across the barrier. It's basically, this is just what it is, like the magical space is reacting to their presence. But it's not threatening.
So we can see them moving, but they're not in stasis like the others.
Yeah,
basically.
you can see them moving around, but not clearly.
Can I send a Hermes to Obi asking where is he?
Sure, go ahead.
While he's writing that Hermes, I snap my thumb a few times and call out to within the portal and see if they can hear me from the outside.
As you do, Arya and Arona, make perception checks with disadvantage. Which I'll have Arona. So, Arona got
14.
Alright. Arona got a 19. You guys hear very, very faint clicking and muffled sounds. It's not loud at all, but it sounds like whatever noise is being made is like being made 3 rooms over. That's what it sounds like.
It's kind of like when you hear something like at the bottom of a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Arya, can you hear us?
Once again, it's the equivalent of just like something like 3 rooms over.
We don't know that.
You do finally end up getting a message back, Braun. You get scribbles. Like, what looks to be words that make no sense whatsoever. They look like code.
Is there any check I could do that could help Braun decipher this?
That depends on what languages you speak.
Let me pull that part of my list. I think I know I have Common, Orc. I think I have Dwarven also. Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. From what you can tell, there are 5 different languages in between Common, Gnomish, Infernal, Celestial, and Deep.
Alright. I hand it over to Mondo, who I know speaks a little bit Celestial, like, ask her to basically transcribe what she knows from this.
The words that she's able to immediately pull out are within and workshop.
Alright. And there was nothing that Braun knew in that mess.
There was nothing.
Alright, I think so.
Does any of the common parts of it make any sense?
Yeah, some of the commons are just like real basic words, like a and is and the.
A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So within and workshop are fairly far apart.
I'll get Arya's opinion on this when she returns, I suppose.
Alright, so while you guys are all handling this, Alana and Sal, you guys are going through the castle. You do make a survival check since you are trying to see what happened here. Oh, no, make an investigation. I'm sorry.
Investigation.
Yeah.
17.
17? And Alana?
Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had my mic muted. That is 19.
19?
Well, 19? No, 19 plus 8, that's... Oh, yeah, sorry, over 23.
Okay. So, with your with your two investigating, as you guys are going throughout the halls, you do find what looks to be a door with a magic seal on it.
And I look at Sal. You wouldn't happen to know how to dispel magic, would you?
No. I don't.
I can detect the. I'm gonna try to see if I can use investigation to see if there's any kind of archaic, like if it's an archaic rune that I might know of or have read of.
Sure. Go ahead. Make an Arcana check.
18.
18. This looks to be a what looks to be a very basic barrier spell.
Okay.
It's exalted by nature, and it seems like it's just this room in specific. As you're trying to go through all the halls, it's just this room has this spell on it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna see if I can. I don't have any. What? Actually, I forgot. I'm gonna see if I can pull an intelligence check to see if I can dispel whatever is here. Because I do have the investigator feat, so.
Usually spells like this have people that concentrate and make certain components. There are also several other components that can sustain a spell.
Okay.
So make a one last investigation check and see if there might be something in specific that's holding the spell together.
Okay. You said what was it this time?
Investigation.
Okay. That is 17.
Okay. As you begin to inspect the circle upon the door, which looks like it's now ingrained into it, you begin to follow some of the archaic ley lines that are producing the energy to keep the barrier up. And as you begin to follow some of the ley lines, you find what looks to be under a rug, a small cylinder case that has a small sapphire jewel. And the sapphire jewel looks like it's being deteriorated over time. It looks like it's been eaten up quite a bit.
Okay. Alright, do we want to... If I use the sapphire against the door, would it...
No, it's just within the cylinder in a case under the rug. Like, if you pull it out, it might do something.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly uncap it, just to make sure.
Alright.
But I'm gonna keep my distance from it, just in case. I don't want it to explode in my hand, in my face or something. So I'm gonna...
Alright.
Yeah.
So, as you pull the cylinder out, you see, as you pull it out, the archaic ley lines suddenly go very dull, and the doors begin to give a little way to them.
Alright. Enough to be able to move it?
Enough to open it.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna push the door open, or I'm gonna see if I can at least, jiggle it and try to get in. And I'm gonna keep the sapphire in my hand just in case.
Alright. As you push open the door, you are immediately met with several men and women who all their eyes immediately go towards you. And some of them kind of jump to their feet, and about 3 or 4 of them immediately come to your presence, and you are immediately taken back by all these individuals, and several of them beginning to ask questions. As what looks to be a much more older and more gnomish-looking individual as he begins to kind of push through. Out of the way, out of the way. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I am Ronaldo. I am the head butler for the royal family. Please tell me, are things finally settled down out there?
We were able to eliminate a massive threat. And I'm waiting to hear of my companions to see what else is going on. But can you guys tell me what you heard?
Well, from what I remember, there was an individual cloaked in black as he began to walk throughout Cresphusk, and he began saying some very anxiety-driven things, and he threatened the king and queen. Many of the guards tried to attack him, and even Aurochs, as he made his assault towards him, he simply was not put down easily. And he threatened Cresphusk once again, and suddenly, bursting from him, a red mist. Many of us were shocked, and so the king had donned the throne, and the queen prepared. And the generals, under suggestion, as they began to see their people beginning to fall within the streets, they were put in a isolated magical stasis in order to subside.
Preserve the people.
To preserve the royal family. And as for us, we were put within the room here in order to make sure that the mist did not reach us as well. As for Aurochs, he said he would try his best to eliminate the situation. And all of this during the time of the tournament of court.
I'm guessing that this is everybody that has been working inside the house? Or inside the mansion?
Within the castle, yes.
Okay.
So everyone here is safe. I'm not sure about those within the streets, though.
We're going to investigate that to make sure the threat has been eliminated.
As for the king and queen, are they safe?
We have not heard anything, but let me check. And I pull out a little envelope and immediately send it to Braun.
All right, Braun.
Hermes letter. and like Hermes message just to make sure.
All right.
And the message says, "We found the household servants. Need to see the status of the king and queen."
All right, Braun, you receive that message as a Hermes message appears before you.
My reply is that everyone appears to be well, but are in a magical barrier that's put them in stasis, and we can't interact with them.
Okay.
And another message comes back to you, Alana, and
all right.
And you read this.
D&D messaging.
Right?
Text messaging.
And you read this towards Ronaldo. Oh, so at least the barrier still remained up. That's a good thing. We need to go see Obi right away, so then he may take it down.
Obi was here?
Obi is within a special room within his workshop. Only me and a few other maids within the servitude know about it, so I suggest staying close. And you...
if you would not mind us following along, and I'm pretty sure that everything has been fairly taken care of, but we don't know the status of the king and queen other than that they're still in stasis.
Like I said, that's the point of the barrier. It's to keep them safe. So, okay. That's why we need to see Obi. And you begin to see him as he's shuffling between both you and Sal. Being a very small gnomish man, you see him begin to go down the hallway as you guys follow closely behind him. Okay. As you manage to finally reach what looks to be a large working of both archaic runes and the entire room itself, while tall, there is an entire wall of glass that looks out towards the earthy side of. Oh god, Pyro! I'll do that in a second. What looks to be the earthy side of Arario, and what looks as you see the butler with his cane as he begins to walk through. You see him tap the wall a couple of times, and you see the wall begin to light up and glow, and they begin to spread what looks to be almost like this puzzle-like door. And as it opens, you see Obi kind of pop out. It's like, are we good? We good?
Yeah, we're okay, Obi.
Oh, hi, Alana. And also, guest. Hello.
Hi. Obi, this is Sal. She's a small. I don't want to say small. We found her downstairs, and we rescued her from what appeared to be a jail cell.
Oh, the dungeons. I thought we got rid of those a long time ago. If you'll actually excuse me as he begins to walk over towards his bench, you see him pick up what looks to be a hammer almost 3 times his size with complete ease. What looks to be a golden hammer with several archaic runes etched into it. The hammer head itself is just covered in this. Ronaldo, thank you very much. We'll handle it from here. Yes, sir. And as you guys begin to follow Obi, and as
I'm going to ask him a question as we're walking. You said that the dungeons were supposed to be, the cells were supposed to be taken down. Who was in charge of that? I think it was King Burdaean, if I remember correctly. It was such a long time ago. I was very young back then. Probably a little bit more scrappier, too. I don't want to say anything, so I'm just going to nod. I would say, you don't look a day over... Wait, how old are you?
He's somewhere around, like, his late 60s. He's old.
You don't look a day over 40.
I'll take that as a compliment. And as he finally walks into the throne room, he sees everyone trying to, like, do what they do. Is like, man, you guys have been asleep for too fucking long. And you see him hit the hammer on the barrier, and almost like a giant gong, Arya and Arona, you guys have to cover your ears because it's so fucking loud. It's like, wake up, you idiots! And he hits the barrier again. You see the barriers begin to crack and crumble as it begins to see the giant lines as they begin to break the barrier. It's like, all right, one more just for insurance. And he hits it again. And you see like a blast of wind as the magic barrier is shattered. Just like giant pieces of glass as they begin to disperse across the room. And you immediately see Gerald and Lyle and Maven all immediately wake up in shock out of their meditative state. And you see the king and queen immediately resume what looks to seem to have been the moment that the barrier was put up to now they are reacting to this loud sound.
I tap Oscar on the shoulder.
That's Obi Trixton.
And as for you, Oscar, this is a halfling man who is just carrying a hammer 3 times his size with no resistance at all.
Alana's just like crossing her arms as she's watching this, like, yeah, this is normal for us.
And
Oscar sort of like looks around him a bit, like, is there anything holding that hammer up, like other than him? Like, is this real? Like he has to double take for a second.
It's just him.
And
and Sal's just watching this all in like pure amazement.
Being a human, you know.
You see Obi put the hammer on his shoulder. Is like, all right, well, my work's done. I'm going back to work. And he turns around.
Obi.
Yeah, no problem. And he begins to walk
Obi,
away.
what was this message?
What do you mean?
Pick at least 3 languages next time, please.
No. And he begins to walk away. Obi has just no time for anybody shit today. So as
I'm done.
So as the other individuals within the barrier begin to awake, and you hear Geralt. Oh my! Did I drool? Did I drool? Am I drooling? Hey, you, am I drooling?
You're fine, Your Majesty. It's regal as ever.
I'm not the king. I'm one of the generals of the king.
No. My thing cut out. I thought you were talking about the...
Yeah, Geralt looks like a sweaty piece of man mess. You see his large,
You are
thick
as
brown
elegant
beard.
as you ever were, Gerald.
Geralt.
General Gerald. Gerald.
Geralt Rothschild. At your service.
Sorry. Southernisms get in the way sometimes.
And you see Maven kind of get up, and she just begins to also leave the room as she knows her job's done. And Lyle kind of falls back onto the throne room floor, and you see Geralt kind of kick her shoulder. Is like, fuck you. It's like, fuck you, I'm tired.
As I'm looking at the queen, I finally noticed the little bulge, and say, Your Majesty, are you feeling okay? Are you feeling nauseous at all?
I'm feeling very nauseous right now. Please excuse me. And,
Yeah.
and you see her get up from her throne. She's a little wobbly, given the time that she had been in here for so long. And she walks out. You see the king.
Does she make it out of the room?
She does make it out of the room
Okay.
with a little bit of help from Maven.
Okay.
And you see...
I give the king a thumbs up.
You see the king as he unlatches his helmet, and he manages to put it down onto the side. Well then, I'm assuming that everything has corrected itself in its time. You all, very familiar. I believe you called yourselves the Incorrigibles, if I am correct.
Indeed, sir.
Would you happen to have come across my bodyguard while he was out?
Big
Ron
guy,
rubs the
armor,
cut on
two
his neck.
swords, kind of a cunt.
Braun just rubs a cut on his neck, goes,
I think we saw him a couple hours ago.
I see. Well, it would be noted that due to your service here to the king and queen, I should reward all of you. However, how did you all manage to get within Crespusk?
Tunnels into sewers.
We had a little help from the Eclipse Eye, sir. And she says this nervously because she knows that the king probably remembers her.
I mean, you should remember all of us. Did we save him like my first game?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Or actually, it was like we started that mission my first game.
Second game. It was your second game.
Yeah.
I see. Well then. I think I would also need to reward them as well. So, With the threat being gone, I'm assuming things might be a bit more at ease. And thus I do need to reward our saviors. But I do have one more question. What was the threat, aside from the individual that had threatened the royals?
There was a dragon and 2 Umber Hulks, and the dragon appeared to be causing the mist that affected everyone in Crespus.
A dragon?
It seems something or someone had tethered it here to our plane of existence, but...
And then it escaped back to its original dimension.
Where the original comes from, can't really say. We don't know.
I would hazard a guess that it would be related to either Azoth and his group or Duncan and his group.
I have no idea who either of those individuals are, aside from Azoth. I'm aware of his threat. I'm aware of the impending attack that he intends to make upon us, but this is a different individual, completely. As for whatever is beneath the castle, I had assumed that those had been abandoned long ago. It seems like another individual has reared his ugly head to threaten our nation.
Sir, if I can make a suggestion, the best course of action would be to seal off the dungeons and the tunnels, except for a select few.
Select few?
We don't want... I would say only your most trusted.
I recommend filling it entirely with cement, magic charms, and all that good stuff.
There still is a magic presence down there. We just don't want to make it any worse.
You could make the tunnel like a series of slip and slides. Maybe make the bad guys in a better mood.
Or you can make a labyrinth out of those tunnels.
Well, the tunnels were originally
Commission a wizard, set up some traps.
Well, initially the tunnels were designed as a labyrinth. For whatever my grandfather was investigating in his time, I fear it's now coming back to haunt us. In the meantime, I will handle that properly, as I'm pretty sure that they are becoming a bigger danger than we had assumed. Either which way, I am at your debt once again. If there is anything that you wish to ask of me, do so now, or if you wish to ask of me later, I'd be more than happy to grant them.
Alana says, this is not really a request, but if you should need any more security, I'll be glad to offer my services.
As will we all.
Oscar sort of leans into the rest of the group and whispers among them without intending for the king to hear him. What's his involvement with the Tournament of Chords? Should we possibly warn him?
I was about to do exactly that.
He needs to know about Duncan.
He needs to know about every threat.
Your Majesty, you remember how I mentioned a man named Duncan?
As I am aware.
He is a necromancer from Wallaston. He appears to have bought the loyalty of several of the teams competing in the Tournament of Chords. We don't know which ones exactly, but he has his immeasurable resources backed by Azoth's resources as well.
I see.
So and they have put their influence into several of the teams involved in the tournament.
So the odds would be stacked against you. I see how that would be a great concern.
I think it's more the odds are stacked against the people of the land in general.
To an extent, my power can
eliminate these forces. However, I do not wish to quell within any of the members of Cord.
Understandable.
If anything, I may request upon the High Priest in a way that would be more suiting for the tournament. Given that this information and given the current circumstances at hand, I'd be more than happy to suggest something to the High Priest, and perhaps he'd be able to take care of things from there. Keep in mind, I do want to make sure that our enemies run with their tail between their legs, but with this threat at hand, they are inciting what could be war.
They plan to attempt to bring about the end of the the end of the world, within the span of a month.
All the more reason to cease whatever it is that they intend to do at the tournament. With that in mind,
Agreed, my lord.
With that in mind, I will speak to the High Priest about these matters, and we will investigate this deeply. And then we will also remove this man named Duncan and whatever team he intends to work with. Should their influence no longer be within the tournament, then things should go as planned.
What was the team that Elaine was a member of?
I believe it was a man named trying to find him real quick.
My computer is going way too slow for me to pull up Google Drive for my notes. Just my computer's dying slowly.
It was a man named Ivisla Prestina. He is a elven individual. He was one of the purveyors of the Healers Council, and
Ivisla?
Ivislar Prestina.
Ivislar. There we go.
Yeah.
And Duncan more or less said that he had bought out that team, correct?
Yep.
There's a man from Hollengrad who was backing a team, Ivislar.
Mm-hmm.
He sold out one of his members to Duncan. At least that's based off information we've been able to gather so far.
I see.
That's the only one we know for certain that may have ties to him.
Well then, I will look upon Ivislar, and I will make sure that his team is removed as well. And should he still remain within the Republic, he will be punished.
Please use caution, my lord, because Duncan, Azoth, and his have people in the group who are surprisingly powerful. Moving against them could cost lives, so I advise caution in whoever you send after them. I do not wish to see innocent blood spilt over this.
I take your words with great heed. Well, with that situation being handled, is there anything else that any of you would like to ask of me?
May I make something of a bold and somewhat selfish request?
You saved our kingdom. You saved me, my wife, and as well as the very men and women that have protected me. What you ask would be an honor.
Upon the completion of the tournament, after it is assured that everyone is safe, I would like to erect a new theater. One of my own.
A theater. That would be very interesting. And where would you like this theater to be placed?
In the city center.
Within Crestbusk?
Yes.
Well then, By that means, you would also be requesting for nobility.
Perhaps that's too bold. Just outside of Crespo. If
No,
you would allow.
By all means. I would kindly accept those to be at my table. Surely, those who are as skilled as you are would definitely appreciate your magnificence in performance. Surely, having someone like you as nobility would be very granting.
I am honored, Your Highness, and Arya bows.
And I am honored by you as well. Thank you.
And okay, Alana steps up. Sir, if I may ask for one thing, this one thing only, and that would be, a while back, I committed a crime, and I want to see what I can do to rectify that. I lost the badge of Alernon, and I disgraced the name. Is there anything that you wish of me to do to be able to rescind that and be able to once again represent Alernon?
Well, considering once again you have saved me and my people, I'd be more than honored to return the badge to you.
Thank you, Your Highness.
And how about you?
Lordship. What do you expect from me? I don't deal with nobility. I'm from the woods. That's one thing they don't teach you in the woods.
So, how about you two individuals? The knight, I would assume, and the child in alchemist clothing. Would either of you wish to make a request of me?
So you said that the tunnels are not used anymore, so you wouldn't know who would have access to them?
As far as my knowing goes, correct.
Darn. Well, at least it's good to know I wasn't in trouble with nobility. Kind of rubs her head, like, still kind of puzzled by all that's happened in the last few hours.
Oscar sort of scratches his chin, like strokes his beard a bit, and he says, "It is in and of itself an honor to serve the nobility of the land. I could not think of anything in the moment that I'd want to ask you. Is it possible that I could maybe later send you a Hermes message?"
I will grant you a letter, should you wish to return to me and ask for what you request.
Oscar nods. He's basically, yeah, that works for him. Having a favor from the king in his back pocket ain't that bad.
And I would assume you, child, would like one as well. As he points to you, Sal.
Sure. Thank you.
Very well. And so it shall be done. Once again, I am in deep gratitude to all of you for saving me
My lord.
and my kingdom, as well as my people, my guardians, and my wife. And you see him rise, and he snaps his fingers with his armored hand, and you see several of the servants and individuals come to him as they remove the pieces of the armor, and you see him speak to one of the individuals, the old Ronaldo, as he begins to process all your guys' requests. So,
Aaron.
yes.
I was going to ask if Braun could speak to the king without the others for his request.
Sure. And just...
I mean, Arya could stay, of course, but, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So all of you, Oscar and Sal, you two are given a
letter, which grants you passage to immediately see the king, should you wish to ask him of a favor. Alana, you once again have received the Badge of Al-Anon, which gives you a lot of honorary abilities, and several other things. Arya,
Okay.
you are given a piece of paper which grants you your request, and also the ability of nobility. It's a very, very low tier nobility status, but it's very basic, and pretty much it allows you to go around the city, and you pretty much handle all the party planning. You handle some of the party planning around Al-Anon, and you're pretty much also like one of the people that like one of the best entertainers within Al-Anon. But as far as the title goes, like it allows you to go through Crestpusk as much as you want, and also what looks to be a promised letter to build you your theater once the tournament is done.
Okay. Arya's already Hell Princess and a goddess, so she's not going to turn up her nose at any kind of nobility.
Yeah, as I receive the badge back, I just have one last thing to ask the king. Just one little thing that I say. Sir, how long has your wife been pregnant?
Well, it's been quite a while. I mean, back from when I found out was back when I had initially met up with the Emerald Enclave leader, Himalor, and during my travel there, I was captured by the Montenegro family.
I remember, sir.
So,
I would like to see your child, if possible, when it does happen. Just because it's been a while for me
as I am
since
aware,
I had my own.
many of your cousins and other members within Al-Anon from the enclaves will be joining the celebrations upon our child's birth. So I would hope that you would be there.
Thank you, sir.
And as the armor is finished and your guys' requests are processed, you, Braun, go up to him requesting for a private audience. And which he does politely accept, and you guys head off to the meeting room. And once again, since you've probably seen this meeting room once or twice, as you see, it's huge with several windows along one side of the wall, and 3 big doors which lead to several other rooms, one going towards the main hallway. And as he sits down towards the main chair and you off to the side,
so what is it that you wish to speak to me about?
My lord, I have a unusual request. You've known me mainly through actions and violent means, as is expected of a lot of my kind. Throughout my travels recently, I've come to understand that despite how inclusive your kingdom is, several others I've crossed the world, there are certain types, such as myself and my friend Arya, who aren't as welcome among different parts of the world. With your help, once the tournament is over and all of this mess is behind us, I would like to attempt to establish a city, a protectorate for all species and races. Because I'm tired of the conflict. I'm tired of seeing people hate tieflings or expect half-orcs to be brute mercenaries. I just want to see a world, a city, a place to where they all can live in peace.
Ron, if I may be honest with you, what you speak of is paradise, an idealistic point of view. You have to understand, even with my power, there are great limitations. Mortal beings, human beings, we challenge each other, we fight. An entire war on the behalf of my country had fought for the tiefling race. And in such enraged the nation of the Celsium due to their Puritan ideals. And they still hold fast to those ideals as well. My chancellors, Ericus, Lovis, Corana, and Coraldan, all from many walks of life, all different races. They represent the nation, and they represent the people that speak. I wish for you to understand that what you are trying to do, whether you succeed or not, is a fantasy land. And to which I wish you the best of luck. Do you understand me?
I do. I understand that in the world we live in, this may just be a mere fantasy. But I hope that you and I both can live long enough to see a world where this could become a reality. At least have the chance of being a reality. A haven for all races.
I believe that is something we both will work towards for our lifetimes. Well then, if that is what you wish to have talked about, there are several matters at hand that I still need to take care of.
And you see him rise from the seat, and as he begins to walk towards one of the doors, he stops for a moment.
Perhaps, should you achieve such a world, I'd be more than willing to stand by your side to protect it.
Thank you, my lord. And are you?
And he opens one of the big double doors, and he leaves through it and closes it promptly. And you find yourself walking back to the throne room with the rest of your teammates, and you all feeling the sense of danger, the sense of relief, and now knowing that there is another threat in the world of Erziheimel. Not knowing exactly where he's from or what he intends, you do feel a bit more at ease during the Tournament of Chord. And as the night begins, you all return back to Noxla, missing an ally, missing 2 allies, and another mystery at hand. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's game, you guys.
All right.
We're going to end tonight just a little bit early. I do have a few things at hand. Also, there's just so much more that has to be done for next week. But I do want to thank everybody that came out to the stream tonight. Also, to the wonderful Pyro OMG, thank you for donating $10. And as usual, let me get some of that cocaine! Yeah, baby! As usual. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out, and thank you guys for stopping by. We'll be back here once again next week, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And all the last minute announcements. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. There'll be a bunch of videos that'll be coming out this week. And I believe that's just everything that we're gonna be able to do tonight. So thank you guys, and we'll see you all next week, next Sunday. Later, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Have a fun one.